Hey, Kari. The mistresses of the Macabre checking in with the monthly update for you all. Um,
How's your May been?
uh, it's it could be worse. I'm back to work now. I'm off of the my furlough. So yeah, it was rough going back to work. How about you?
My May's been fine. I've been working, but I mean, I love all the weird witchy holidays. And May 1st is Beltane, so
Right?
I have and April 31st is Wallace Purge. I can't pronounce it, but it's Wallace Purge is when they killed a bunch of witches in Austria, and then Beltane is a Celtic holiday, and the coming of summer. So I always have bonfires and hang out with my goats and like do fun stuff with
Sounds
planting
awesome.
and stuff. Yeah. So May's a good month for me.
If it wasn't for this Corona business, I'd be coming up there to celebrate with you.
Well, next year. There's always next year, and then we'll be
Right?
all through it all then. And
Well, I'm hoping we're through it all by Halloween because it better not ruin Halloween.
I don't even want to talk about that. Let's save that for another day.
Yeah, let's cross bridges as we get to them, right?
Yeah, let's save that because
Right.
yeah. Um,
So
so
recently we gave ourselves a challenge.
failed, failed that challenge.
So I came across a movie. I want to say it came out in 2018. It's called Antrum, the deadliest movie ever made. And there's a little blurb about it, and there's a warning that says that if you watch the movie, you are pretty much guaranteed to be cursed and could potentially even result in death from watching this movie. So that now, before I go on any farther, if you do want to check out the movie, it's Antrum, Antrum, the deadliest movie ever made. It's on Amazon Prime. And if you want to mute your sound right now while we start talking about it, when you see me do the thumbs up, like thumbs up, that means unmute us and we're done talking about the
Yeah.
movie.
Spoiler alert.
So spoiler alert, mute if you want to now.
Well, I don't
Um,
have any. I don't have any spoilers because I couldn't even get through the film. Because that
so
stuff freaks me out. Like that was all the start of it was all like you know, something about like the devil and the devil this and and hell and I just I like to be fun scared. So like The Conjuring, The Others, The Ghosts, and Amityville Horror. I like that kind of fun scary. But when you're bringing out Lucifer himself, I just
yeah, it was. I was kind of on the fence, but I'm thinking, it's a movie, and I got roped into the whole Blair Witch thing. I bought right into that when that popped off. I thought it was all real at the beginning, and they had that fake website, and I mean they did a really good job, getting everybody to believe that it was more than a fictional film.
they did.
Um, so
Sorry.
I've been jaded by the Blair Witch, and so my thing, seriously. So I was like, this is just a Blair Witch trick, right? But so the beginning of the movie is this guy basically talking about why the movie's cursed, what happened the two times that it was actually shown in theaters, and then they proceed to play this movie that was made in 1972. And the movie is about these two kids. Their dog has to be euthanized for an unknown reason. They don't disclose why the dog's being euthanized. But if a dog's being euthanized, it's probably because it bit something or maybe, attacked a dog or something like that, right? Um, so then the little boy in the movie, he's probably about 10, asks his mom, where did the dog go after he died? And she said he went to hell.
And see, listeners, it's a movie within a movie. So it
Yep.
starts off with footage and stories about this movie. So the movie that Marie is talking about is the movie that is
The actual
the curse.
movie.
Is the curse.
The cursed
But the
movie.
way
Yeah.
they but the way that they've done the movie is they start off with interviews from people, the director, other people like film festival. I can't even remember because like I was just started getting freaked out. And then they show like it's almost like a docudrama at the beginning They talk about how they showed the movie in a movie theater and the movie theater burned down, but the fire didn't start in the
Projection room.
projection room. It was started by the people in the seats, so
Yeah.
that like, they went crazy or whatever because of the devil, and which is happens. I mean, people go crazy, right? You mess with
Yeah.
that kind of thing, which is why, because I wholeheartely believe, and I'm not a religious person at all, like you just heard me say. I like the witchy holidays, but I do believe that they're, in this evil force as much as I believe in a good force. I believe that there is an evil force, and we should just leave it alone. And that's not what this movie did,
And that's
right?
not what Marie did either.
And of course, that's not what Marie did either.
Nope, I watched it all the way through. And throughout the movie, I caught that there was subliminal text that was popping up. And bless my husband's heart, he painstakingly went frame by frame until we could capture that one frame where it had the actual writing. And I think there was a total of four of them. I believe they were all in Latin. We translated what the verbiage was, and I've put pictures of the screen grabs that I got from the movie in the comments below. In addition to what they translate to, what they actually are saying. There was also subliminal imagery of pentacles, pentagrams, Baphomet, other symbols. And then you get to the movie, the end of the movie, and it says the end, but it's not really the end. There's like another minute or so that goes on after that. And that was the part that made me feel the most uncomfortable. It gets pretty bad pretty fast. So in general, these kids, there's the little boy that owned the dog that had to be put down, and then his older sister who's a teenager. They figure out how to get to hell. They want to get their dog out of hell. They don't want him to be in hell forever. And so they go into the woods and they're doing this ritual. And then they have to start digging, right? And they're digging their way to hell. And there's 5 levels until you get to hell. And the 5th level is hell. And at the 3rd level, you run into Cerberus, which is the Hound of Hades, the 3-headed dog that controls the gates of hell.
Otherwise known as Fluffy from Philosopher's Stone. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Hagrid had a Cerberus named Fluffy.
I think he also made an appearance in the Venture Brothers. With
he's been around. He's in everything.
Probably, yeah. So, but the dude from Bob's Burgers did the voice of Cerberus in Venture Brothers. But I digress. Anyway, so it gets really. It kind of it starts out and it's not that disturbing. Subliminal imagery aside, right? But then it gets really weird really fast, and there's a lot of unpleasant imagery that you go through, and then the movie ends, right? But it's not really the end. There's still like another minute or so of this business, and I don't want to spoil it. But that very last ending, and like the second ending, is really what made me felt the most uncomfortable. That and what some of this stuff translates to is also a little disturbing. So if when it says the end, if you want to cut it off there and not see that last 2 minutes of weirdness that I feel is the actual curse, do that. Or you could watch it all the way through and see what I saw. And so I'm the guinea pig, right? I'm waiting to see if I'm cursed. So far, everything's been okay, and that's not a thumbs up. I'm crossing my fingers. So I highly recommend it. I thought it was a good movie. I watched it. How long? It's been a week now, I think, since we watched it. I think we watched it last Saturday night.
Yeah, I think we were supposed to watch it last Saturday, maybe the one before. I don't know. like I said, I didn't, I couldn't, I didn't do it.
No, I know.
I tried.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had a
But I
feeling
turned
you
it
were going to
off.
tap out as soon as it got to the real.
As soon as it got to the real movie and they just showed
Yeah.
that weird, grainy 70s foreign film stuff, which I think is spooky as it is, I turned it off. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love foreign films. What's that one? The Devil's Backbone by Guillermo del Toro. Am I saying his name right?
I always say his name wrong. Guillermo
I
del
was saying it,
Toro.
but
Yeah.
Guillermo del
Guillermo
Toro.
del Toro.
Yeah, he wrote a foreign film. He wrote a ghost story. For those of you who are kind of wusses like me and don't want to watch, a potential something that's going to potentially kill you, that's a good foreign ghost story film. I mean, there's a lot of good horror films, so I just wanted to point out that I am not anti-foreign horror. The Devil's Backbone is a great film. And so, be that as it may, good best of luck to you if you do decide to watch Antrum.
That's it. And it's spelled. I don't know if I spelled it already, but Antrum.
Yeah, on Amazon Prime Video, and I believe there was like a TikTok video about it. Somebody talking about it on TikTok, so check that out first too. TikTok Antrum. It might have been a challenge on there. I'm not sure. So yeah, sorry, Marie.
No.
Disappointment.
No, not at all. No, I mean, you know, through the beginning. I mean,
marginally.
Yeah.
I covered my eyes a lot.
So, we wanted to give a special thanks to Jeff Belanger for our last month's interview.
Right. What a lovely man.
Absolutely, right?
Thank you
so much. Great interview.
Yes, and thank you so much for showing up and just being the awesome paranormal rock star that you are.
The most interesting man in the paranormal world is what we've dubbed him.
He's really got a lot going on, and if you want to see Jeff Belanger, follow him on Facebook, because he does these fantastic speakeasies where he actually has drinks with different people in the paranormal community, and huge names like Dave Schrader,
Josh Gates.
Yeah, was that one. So there's been quite a few, and they're really entertaining, and they're very organic, and they're very funny, which is Jeff in a nutshell. He's just a very entertaining, funny, interesting person.
And man, we packed a lot of stuff in that hour interview too.
Yeah.
It's just a myriad of topics and a lot of them. So it was a great interview, really lighthearted,
And I love what he said at the end.
Yeah.
If you get to, what he said at the end about if you're the kind of person that, and I'll leave it there because it is a fantastic life lesson from the great Jeff Belanger.
The most interesting man in the paranormal world. And then we have also just recorded our May episode, the podcast. And that'll be coming out next weekend. So keep your eyes on the YouTube channel. We don't ever spoil our guests. I don't ever announce who it is until I post the show. That's just been the Macabre Moments way since I've started. But I will tell you that it's a phenomenal guest. Someone that's very near and dear to my heart, and it was a really, really nice interview to have. So, please keep your eyes peeled. Subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, you'll get a notification when the podcast comes up.
And subscribe to the channel anyway.
Yeah, because we love
we're just
you.
Make it better. Yeah, we've got some great guests lined up. Period. So
yeah,
we're going to have a lot of great content.
And we're only on our, fourth or fifth episode. So, we're just going to continue to get more polished and a lot more better as we go along. And we're just going to kick ass and take names and dominate the paranormal podcast, at least for females anyway. So yeah, we just wanted to check in with you all and let you know about the movie Antrum and what our experience was with that. And thank Jeff again for such a wonderful interview last month. And to let you know that the podcast for May will be out next weekend, which I think is going to be the last weekend in May. Yeah. All right.
So we shall see you then.
Absolutely. And I'll see you soon.
Later, Marie.
Later.